So today, we're getting the opportunity to do something that journalists often don't get to do. You see the man in white? That is Regent Gabriel Ajika Tamaklo. He is the man who has been the custodian of the stool here in Vuti until today, when the new king is going to be crowned. Now the regent has agreed to take us on an exclusive tour of the actual shrine of this kingdom. It never happens, but we've got the exclusive access. Come with me. So Efo, tell us, where are we now?
So you are in Togbi Nyaho Tamaklo's palace in Vuti. So this is the residence. This is the building, the residence.
And before Togbe is crowned today, who was the resident of this place?
No, in fact, it has been renovated, so there was no one inside after the renovation.
Right.
There was no one inside. So when he was confined, he was sent to the stool house. Right. That is why he was confined, right, instead of this place.
How long was he confined for?
That's 21 days.
21
days.
What happens during that time?
That is the time that he was being told how to handle himself. Then other rituals are being performed before he comes out. And after that, he has to do with the stool, all the stool involved. We have about three strong stools. One for Togbi Peku, one for Togbi Kachiriku. The third one is for Togbi Nyaho Tamaklo, the first himself. Then the other two are for his lieutenants, Togbi Age and Togbi Agbeve.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So today, once he's crowned, he will then move in permanently to the palace?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. What else happens here? Do we have a shrine?
Now you see these three, which is, I would say, more than 200 years old.
This tree is more than 200 years old. Right.
Because we were told, and what happens here, we were told that this is a shrine. He has a spirit that protects him whenever he goes to war. So after retiring from war, all these things, he established this shrine for the family, for protection. So if you pray in the stool house, after your prayers, you have to be brought here. They have a small pot in which there's water. It's a sacred water that they have to use to bath you. Meaning you as Tamaklo, you are protected. Because it is believed that there's a lot of envy with the Tamaklos. Jealousy or envy about the Tamaklos.
And these things, they work, right?
Oh, they work. Even assuming today is Thursday, you see how the shrine itself will kill the fowl.
Wait, on Thursdays,
yes,
the shrine kills fowls. How?
The process is like this. Let's say if maybe you have to, the shrine has asked you, maybe you've consulted the diviners,
right?
And you've been asked that the shrine is asking you to come and sacrifice with a fowl, the red fowl or the white one. When you bring it, prayers will be said, and the fowl will be covered. You will put your hand on it. Whilst they are singing, the fowl will die by itself.
You've seen this happen?
So many years. For the past 40 years. And it's happening. Assuming you come here, you were here on Thursday, you see the miracle here.
Can I go
So-
close?
Or you can go near.
Okay.
Assuming yesterday you were free. But if maybe the previous day, at least 3 days before Thursday, 3 days including Thursday, you need to be clean. Meaning you don't have to go into bed. There are certain things you don't have to do before you come here.
Like what?
In bed,
Okay.
especially in bed.
Right. So
You
you're
see,
not supposed
and
to have
maybe-
sex.
Yeah,
Okay.
before you come here. And if maybe you've gone to consult or you've gone to any other gods
Right.
for certain things, you cannot come here. It should be after 3 days before you come here.
I see.
And there's one particular issue about the fowl. Assuming you brought a fowl, if there's something wrong, or if the shrine kills the fowl, meaning all that you said will be done,
Right.
or all that you are requesting, you get it, or that your thanks has been accepted. But if the shrine refuses, then the diviners have to come in. When we were young, there was a time a fowl was stolen and sold to the guy at the market. He brought it here. For more than 30 minutes, the fowl refused to die.
Wow.
The fowl couldn't die. So they have to call in the diviners. And it was at that point that they realized that it was a stolen fowl. So the owner even went to to curse the fowl. So anybody who has a fowl will not see his way out. That is what I saw here before.
So, Tongwi, can I go close?
We can go closer.
Yeah.
You have to remove your sandals.
Okay.
But if the bees, so you be careful. We have some bees here now.
We have some bees.
Yeah, so
okay.
you just can look, you just have to
All
look
right.
at the pot.
No problem.
You can go closer and see the pot where the sacred water is.
Right. So you see that pot in there?
Yeah,
It's full of
that's
water.
the pot. Yeah, it's
And
full
that's
of
what is
water.
used to wash people so
Yeah.
they are cleansed before they bring their matter
Yeah.
to the shrine.
Sometimes you can be asked to bring cloth, the white cloth or the red one. You see the cloth here. So maybe your pacification, you've been asked to bring the fowl and the cloth, white cloth or the red cloth. They will tell you the color of the cloth that you have to bring for them to.
Right. So how old is it? How many years old is the shrine?
The old man died about 103 years now.
Wow.
103 years now. And this shrine was there before he died.
Before he died.
So let's say it's more than 100 years old. Especially this tree. You don't see this tree anywhere again in the world.
That's amazing.
So it's likely to be the oldest tree in Ghana. The oldest tree in Ghana.
What are the bees doing there?
It happened almost 6 months ago. They just came in, and when we consulted the shrine itself, we were told this is one of the weapons that the old man used. So they are now visiting. The time will come, they will leave again. They've not been here long. Just, I think, less than a year now that they came. We consulted and we've been told no. There are certain attacks. See, there are others. People have shrines, people have gods that they want to overpower others, the gods of others. So it's like they've been in the night, or they work things out so that these spirits will go down. So the bee is there to protect us. Have I mentioned the name of the shrine?
You haven't, no. What is the name?
That's Kejiezo.
Kejiezo. Does it
Kejiezo.
have a
A
meaning?
Kejiezo. I walk on the root of a tree.
I will walk
On the root of a tree. Kejiezo.
Kejiezo.
Yeah, Kejiezo.
Wow. Okay. Well, I want to learn a bit more about today and what is going to happen. We know that the king, soon to be crowned,
Yes.
is still in preparation at the Stool House.
Yeah.
So what will happen next? What is the program of events for today?
Now, the main program is for the swearing of oath
Right.
and the swearing of allegiance. The chiefs, the 3 gates. You know, Tamaklo is a head of almost 3 gates in Anglon State. Right. Yeah. So all the 3 gates will swear to him. Then after that, he will return the swearing. Then the rest is like fanfare, right. Introductions and all these things. So that's the traditional, the most important aspect of today's program. That is what we're going to perform today.
When was the last time such a thing happened here?
I think 5 years ago.
5 years
ago. But that one was done with other chiefs,
right.
Not Tamaklo.
Okay.
Tamaklo with 1 chief from Strongbe, Togi Chikata,
right.
Then Togi Agbeve and Togi Age.
So the last Tamaklo to sit on the throne was crowned when?
I think that's 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Oh, that was this same throne?
Yeah, this same throne.
Right.
This same throne. We have about 3 thrones. Yeah, the Beku, Kachiku, and Tamaklo. Right. But then Tamaklo is not more powerful than the father. Tamaklo is more powerful than the father and the grandfather. Oh. So all the chiefs that we pick, they all go to that side. So unless the diviners tell us Kachiku, then you go to Kachiku. Beku, then you put the chief, you install the chief on the Beku stool.
I see.
Yeah.
But the Tamaklo stool is now the more powerful one.
Yes. Tamaklo is a descendant of Beku. There are other families that came from Beku. The father came from Beku. The uncle was Kachiku. His father was Adika. That is the name that was named after me. Right. So let's say I'm the father of Tamaklo. So because of his war powers, the way he fought all over Ghana, I would say, all over Ghana. So he became more popular, and the power, the positions that he's holding in Anglon land has made it that anytime you want to install a chief, the diviners will tell you it's Tamaklo who is calling for a chief. Yeah.
How big is the Tamaklo family? Do you have a general idea of how many Tamaklos there might be?
Paternally and maternally. Paternally, you hear them, but the maternally, there are also many. So if you want to take population now, maybe Tamaklo can be 10 million. The whole world. The whole world. Wow. If you go to Europe, America, Canada, or even Canada, even the chief now, a lot of Tamaklos are with the maternal side also in Canada.
You're a nation on your own.
I would say. So one day, the Tamaklo nation.
Tell us about the role of the regent. How long have you been in this position?
Oh, the regent after the death, you see, the normal practice is that before a chief will die, maybe the elders have maybe nominated someone to replace him. But these days it doesn't happen. So after the demise of the chief, then someone must stand in for the family. Make sure the family is gathered, the stool is consulted to know who should be picked for the chief. So that is the main issue for to organize the family and make sure he stands for the stool. Anywhere the stool has a problem, the regent must be there. So before you install a chief, you must lead the family, the stool, and the kingmakers to install the chief. After that, you hand it over to the traditional authorities.
So you've been quite busy for the past few years.
Really. When I was appointed, in fact, normally regents, regents die before they install a chief. Oh. Especially the Tamaklo family like this. So it's like when you come, you are more or less a chief. So if you want a chief to be installed, you give way.
Right.
That's another priority for a regent.
I see.
You give way for the chief to be installed. If you don't want it, then you'll be there till you die. Then maybe another regent can be appointed.
So you are the one who was allowed?
Yes.
For the next
so when I was speak, I told them things that happened before. You see, when it happens like that, you have confusion. Regent can even, at the time, something happened, regent can decide to be the chief himself. Confusion. So the family has actually split. A lot of problems all over, divisions all over the family. So when I was appointed, I was born here. I was trained in the stool house. So I was with the elders at that time. So I knew what was happening in the family. So when my auntie, who was then the custodian of the stool, Sarah Tamaklo, appointed me to lead the family, I told her yes. He has appointed me but I'm not going to disgrace it. I'll make sure a chief is installed before he passes away. So I gave myself 2 years, and I was called before the town hall. I was called at the town hall, and I gave them the promise that 2 years I'll give them a chief, and it has happened today.
Wow.
It wasn't easy.
So
the road was rough.
So you actually helped to choose the next chief?
Yes.
Okay.
I led the family.
So what went into the decision to choose the new chief?
Yeah, really, according to the stool, when we consulted the stools, they told us we should allow everyone in the family who wants to be a chief to come forward. We will have to look at certain things. We come forward, we present them to the stool. They will appoint their own chief. So we opened for nomination. We had only 2 people, but there are some basic issues that have to qualify before you come to the shrine. One of them was disqualified, remaining only the new chief now. So we went to the stool, and the stool accepted that he is their nominee. They have their blessings on him. So we should go ahead and do the pacification and the installation. So this is what they brought us.
Tell us a little bit about him. We will meet him later, but we want to learn a little bit about him and his history.
This man, actually, he was born in Ghana, school in Ghana, before he left to Botswana. Botswana, from there, he had the opportunity to go to Canada. So when he went to Canada, because of his inputs in the community, he was appointed by the Canadian government to head the indigenous community, which he did for 13 years. A very laudable achievement, because according to the records, no one has ever ruled those people for more than 3 years. But he was able to do it for 13 good years. So after his retirement, he was a police commissioner. I think it's more or less a contract.
Right.
So at the time he point, he can knock out. So he became a consultant in other fields before this thing. So that is why I was telling you that this is Kejeso. I walk on the root of a tree. So you imagine Tamaklo coming from Huti, being a commissioner of police in Canada for 13 good years, in charge of the indigenous people, which even the Canadians couldn't do for more than 3 years.
So once he's installed, he'll become, I hope I'm saying this right, the Dufia of Huti and the Miafiagan of Ango.
Yes.
Right. What do
And the head of the Ajovia clan.
Okay.
The head of the Ajovia clan. We have 3 gates. That clan, we have 3 gates.
Right.
So he is in charge of all the 3 gates.
So the term Dufia means what? And the Miafiagan also means what?
That's Dufia is the chief of the town. Then Miafiagan is the warlord, the left-wing warlord. You know, the state was established on war. So we have the left, we have the right, we have the middle. Then the advisor, the one who will be in charge. If all of them should die one day, there should be somebody who will hold the state. That's our war mafia. So if any war from the left is Tamaklo, from the right is Lucifiagan, the right-wing warlord.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay. So I see that your crest has some symbols. There's a tortoise in there somewhere. Give us a bit of explanation of that.
Yeah, we developed this crest because the name Tamaklo is a tortoise, the pond tortoise, the small ones,
tortoise, the little ones.
The little ones. You know, these how do you call it? The pythons. There are certain pythons that stay in water.
Yes.
Because of that meat, the meat of this tortoise, they are always there. And they cannot even swallow it. So that's why he said it's Tamaklo. It's a small tortoise in the pond with this,
Deadly snakes.
Yeah, dangerous animals, but none of them can overpower them. So that is the tortoise. And the tree, the sword is now a chief. The weapon is that he's a warlord all over Ghana. He helped a lot of wars in Ghana. So the 3D scene shows the Avanoton. 3 war gates. He's the commander of the 3 war gates of Ango. That is the adultery. gate, Dajovia gate, and the left wing gate. That is why they call it Avanmoto. Yeah. So we combine all to be one symbol.
That's beautiful.
And that's a picture of the old man himself.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Finally, because I know you have to go, we've been hearing these cannons going off. Every now and then you hear a cannon, the loud sound of the boom. What was that?
That signifies that the chief is coming out now. Now the chief is preparing to go out to wherever he has to go. So after his return, it will be announced. You know, those days, there's no radio and other things. So if you hear this, that the chief is coming out, meaning you have to take time. Right. Anything can happen to you. Right. And when he's returning to, you should be careful.
So we'll be hearing lots more of that today.
Yeah.
Boka Velia Sumia Valogoma Chiatre Ramia Valogoma Ha Tamu Soma Sidamina Miatobi Ja Canal Niswa Korodi Efia Efiodana Amabotoi Agwaja Majareka Todi Efia Efiodana Tobi Nako Tamaklo Atalia Tobi Nako Tamaklo Atalia Tobi Nako Tamaklo Atalia Angoba Akbatwayepa Anya Tobi Yusuklu Atolia Usianaketa Anya la Jidelengoma Mama Akatano la Miabalagoma Ayona mi timo ifugo si ajimo kwa shiraka yako akuyekuno yako wachuta gwano yako nongorino ocho togba o ye safowe agodado ajimapla
Oh, okay, ladies and gentlemen. Samini, let me talk. Dikanya, Yabu, Haji Bajetila. La pena, pena valoko. Okay, ever, eto, ene, ato, ade.
Ago le balogoa agba moko tobi nyaho kamaklo atalia ara kopia como balogoa Anglo na achitra Meklo Ghana dua wu amagadao Mewo nugada na Ghana dua Miata wonu na mianto la miaba tuma No other group of people in Ghana have said Ghana more than the Anglo people. We have sacrificed in many ways, in virtuous ways, to make Ghana a glorious place and an international star. We can also turn the same energy to Anglo Kingdom and make our people self-sufficient, highly educated, taking advantage of the most advanced technologies of the times. Mava b'makpedemyangu. Mava b'masegbenami. Mava b'mawuto plemi. Ke nukadie metodo enyaya glom. Enuo meton le susumenam. Le yovuga ma de kanye harmony. Miaba gbenanye de ka. Mia wodo. Nen eweduko na yiji. Anglo fiawo kata atakpere de mia kata miawu. Development edu jadrado eleme mia sohio edomele oshio mia be laguna mia ta dredging. I create the biggest man-made fish pond in the universe. Miata diversify Miaba agriculture just from tomatoes, cassava, to such things as sweet potato, which is highly commercialized and full of bio-nutrients. Enugadeli miata wo. La academy soa enumo miata wo numo. Maso a mekpekpegere mianwo.